Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to the weekly review special for week 41 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This was a major week for many different reasons. First off, 4,329 points, a huge jump from where we were, about 750 points up from just 1 week ago, and back over 4,000 for the first time. Oh gosh, I don't know, 23, 24 weeks or thereabouts. It's been a long time since the score's been this high. And it wasn't that far away from the best week's score of 4,648 scored back on week 8 of this year. I just hit 1,000 subscribers in just 5 months. I've added 50% to that total this week, surpassing the 1,500 mark. Okay, current virtual best, big increase there as well, from 3710 up to 4451. And the all-time virtual best also seeing a significant jump, 300 points higher than it was. 300. From 8283 to 8588. And that was one game. And that one game, it was a lot more than just 300 points because it was nowhere near the top 10. Let me start with that since we're on that subject. Of 65 games now that have featured on the channel, Farm Sim 19, Valley Old Farm was sitting 27th last week, but the series wrapped up. The day before, we were sitting on 350 points. After that day, A paying it off and then B paying it off super early came with a huge accumulation of points, bringing that grand total and that final total to that 960. PCM20 career mode season wrapped up. My first and now only season at the World Tour level. I had my top 2 riders both with expiring contracts that season. I had both taken them from nothing, minimum contracts, and at the end of their 3rd year, they were so good that they wanted a ton more money, which I couldn't afford. Losing those guys from World Tour down to the 3rd tier. Vermark and our second best rider, Carlos Rodriguez, both leveled up. And that was enough to boost our average to put us just back above the bubble to be Continental Pro, so 2nd tier instead of 3rd. In the all-rounder, I also finished that season up this week, 318 points. That was season number 3 that we just wrapped up, so we're now moving into season 4. Did come to the harsh reality that there's only going to be 7 more level ups available in terms of attribute increase. So hopefully I don't have to commit any of those any further to improving potential, because we really can't afford to do so. So, because we only get to level up 7 more times, so I'm only going to get so far with that. You got to figure at best I'm going to get mid-70s with my rider, and I'm really not going to get to a point where we're ever going to be dominant. And finally, our last active one, PGA Tour 2K21. This week, I wrapped up the Korn Ferry Tour season. Finished 2nd place in the overall standings. So that was pretty solid. 194 points for that. Now, in terms of score, big week, obviously, because I'm back up over 4,000. I have good things to look out for. Hopefully, I have that new game coming out, the same time that this video is premiering. And if that is, then NBA 2K20 slides off that list, and that's only 117 points going away, meaning there's potential for a lot more. That Valley Old Farm score of 960, well, that's not going anywhere for a while. It's the last game to retire. Everything retired below it has to come off that list before it does. I have a chance to at some point get, maybe 5,000 points. Short term, though, I will be losing some points. The all-rounder and career both finished their season. PGA Tour finished its season. Those scores are going to go away. 700 points off the table, bit of a setback. 117 points off the table at the bottom of the list potentially for next week, another setback. So subtract 800, all of a sudden we're back down to 3,500. But here's the good news. PGA Tour, the score is actually going to be higher next week. Here's why. Promoted to PGA Tour, base score for that is 200. Base score for my level, it's only level 13, but guaranteed will be at least level 14 next week. So that's 214 minimum plus whatever ranking points I may earn through our first tournament. There's the first piece of good news. Second piece of good news, none of those games are going away. They might be dropping 800 points next week. The new game, it's bound to score some amount of points. I don't know how the scoring will be until that game's released, and I've had a chance to kind of look at it, break it down. My career mode and all-rounder modes, I will score points. In a few weeks, I'm back at 400, and if my all-rounder continues to grow and develop, I should be able to get to 300 again. Well, there's 700 points back. Plus, my PGA Tour will be going up within a few weeks, so that'll be, maybe even 300 by then. I have no idea. Those are scoring. And then depending on how the other one goes, we will be back around where we're at score-wise, hopefully, within a few weeks. 3 to 5 weeks, that best round score can finally be broken. So, excited by that. Those 300 points, I'm really climbing up that list now compared to the real-life decathlon. These are the national records in the decathlon that I'm comparing to, so each country's highest score ever. I moved from 38th on that list to 16th with those 300 points. 16th, really making some moves there. 16th now. So there's only 15 nations who have ever outscored 8,588 points in the decathlon, which is based on a 10,000 point score. The record, fellow alumnus of University of Oregon, Ashton Eaton, for the United States, scored a 9,045. I'm now just 500 points shy of that. That does do it for this review special, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be classy, have a good week, and be safe out there. Bye for now.